Hello everyone, and a warm welcome back to Directions Live Online. My name is Mary Murphy and I will be your host for today's session. Today, we will be introducing updated ArcGIS user types. More specifically, our aim for today is to introduce the updates at a high level, giving you the opportunity to see the lay of the land, as it were, and we'll follow up then with additional sessions throughout the remainder of the year. So we're going to support you throughout the year on this, focusing on details at deployment and product level. So, joining us today to kick off this conversation, we have Taneka, Tanya Van Trenen, and for the Q&A session, we have a special guest, Mr. Sam Kramer, bit of a full house today. So let's talk about Ta and Tanya. So Ta should be very familiar to many of you as our program manager for user journeys, as a host on our Directions podcast, and for her very many webinars and in-person talks. So Ta is currently working on all things licensing related, and those things will be delivered throughout this year. So watch this space, there's lots coming your way. And joining her is Tanya Van Trenen. And Tanya is probably no stranger to a lot of you out there either. Tanya is our support operations lead. She has over 2 decades of GIS experience across many sectors, and she is also dedicated to understanding your journey so she can tailor solutions to meet your needs. She is also going to be intimately involved with all things licensing, so we're very lucky to have both her and Ta on board today. Now, finally, we have Sam Kramer, and Sam, who's going to jump in for the Q&A, is a manager with the Client Service Centre, and he is also based in Brisbane. So, good afternoon, everyone. How are we all? Ta, Tanya, Sam, how are we?
Hey, Mary, it's great to be online. I'm looking forward to presenting.
Hi, Mary, it's great to be here today.
Yay.
Happy to be here.
Sam's there hanging out in the background. Sam gets to hang out a bit. Excellent. All right, so that's enough from me. Lots to get through today. I'm going to leave you in Ta's very capable hands. Take it away, Ta.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mary. A very warm welcome to everyone. We're really excited to have you guys after quite a while. And for today's session, we will be introducing you to the updated ArcGIS user types. So today, we really want to look at what the user types are, what's happening.
Sorry. So here today, we are going to introduce our updated user types. We're going to have a look at these upcoming changes, starting with what's happening, why, and when. So first up, let's just recap. What are user types? What do they do for us, and why do we use them? User types provide a simple way to securely access the capabilities of ArcGIS from anywhere on any device through 3 key components. Firstly is your identity. This is your secure ArcGIS login with a unique username and password. And then second are your capabilities. User types provide role-based access to capabilities, apps, and content that equip users with all the necessary tools for interactive collaboration, mapping, and analysis. And finally, apps, extensions, and content. So a user's identity plus the capabilities enable seamless access to the ArcGIS system of products and Esri curated data to support organizations in their workflows. With the introduction of the new user types, you'll have the ability to seamlessly connect across your devices and leverage ArcGIS capabilities in desktop, web, and mobile applications. This empowers you to enhance your ArcGIS planning, procurement, management, and your licensing processes. So user types provide access to various ArcGIS products, content, and capabilities via desktop, mobile, and web applications, enabling both GIS professionals and users to easily leverage ArcGIS as a complete geospatial system. Our existing user types are evolving to simplify access to these capabilities. So starting with the June release of ArcGIS Online is going to provide updates to extend access to the capabilities, apps, and content ArcGIS users need to do their work. The updated role-based user types extend capabilities, simplify administration, and allow you to scale your users as your organization's needs change and grow. So the updated user types will provide 4 key benefits to you. First, streamlined license administration. Administrations can manage licenses and assigned user types all in one place based on each person's need. Users will be able to log into ArcGIS and access the tools they need when needed at any time once they have been assigned a user type by an administrator. Second is the role-based access to ArcGIS. User types provide an easy way to manage user privileges and access to work with different ArcGIS products and content depending on an individual's role and needs. It simplifies access to capabilities. So currently, different capabilities are accessed through multiple products, apps, and extensions. The update is going to merge capabilities and how they are accessed. And finally, scalable growth. Adding new users is really easy. So whether you're building a larger GIS department, supporting a growing field team, or want to share maps and apps with executives, you can add more of the appropriate user types to your ArcGIS organization and go. So Tar, what are these updates exactly?
Thanks, Tanya. Well, Esri's current user types include 7 foundational and dependent user types, in addition to add-on extensions, enabling access to various capabilities and applications. So, as you mentioned, starting in June of this year, the ArcGIS licensing model will undergo an update, moving to 6 role-based user types. So this enhanced model expands capabilities at each level, it streamlines administration, and it facilitates scalability as your organization evolves. Additionally, it'll simplify access to functionalities that currently necessitate multiple products and applications and extensions and add-ons, each with distinct licensing, pricing, and entitlement structures. Now, the important piece to note here is the reduction of user types from 7 to 6. Alongside the updated naming conventions, the included capabilities, the applications, extensions, app bundles, and add-ons, as well as data available via user types. Now, additionally, the ArcGIS Pro extension bundle will no longer be available for purchase. Now, instead, ArcGIS Pro extensions will be included in the Professional Plus user type. You can still access individual extensions, and they can be added on to the Creator, Professional, and Professional Plus user types. So let's take a look at these changes in a little bit more detail. Now, looking at the changes in more detail, particularly the key updates, we can see that the contributor replaces the editor and encompasses all features available in the current editor as well as the viewer. Now, the mobile worker encompasses all features available in the contributor and now also includes the location sharing. Creator now includes access to ArcGIS Pro Basic, enabling users to map either in desktop or on the web, to view, to edit, and to create content in ArcGIS. Now, Professional supersedes GIS Professional Standard, and it encompasses access to ArcGIS Pro Standard, along with all features available in the Creator. Now, Professional also includes the new Advanced Editing user type extension, especially in ArcGIS Enterprise. Now, Professional Plus replaces GIS Professional Advanced, and it encompasses access to ArcGIS Pro Advanced, the most popular extensions, and all features incorporated in the updated Professional user type, as well as City Engine for both ArcGIS Online and Enterprise, to deliver more advanced analysis and modeling capabilities. So traditionally, user type capabilities build on the access of the previous user type. So what does this actually look like with the new user types? Now, as we saw in the previous slide, each of the user types continue to build on the capabilities of the previous user type. So each subsequent user type adds more capabilities, apps, extensions, and data, streamlining the need to access several individual app bundles and many add-on applications. Now, depending on the capabilities and privileges that your users need, you can assign role-based access to ArcGIS, enabling you to streamline your license management, as well as scale user growth across your organization. So Tanya, when are these changes coming into date, and are there key dates that our audience need to know?
Sure, there's a few key dates to make note of to help you in planning. So June, August, and November. The June release of ArcGIS Online will automatically update all user types with relevant capabilities, applications, and add-ons. New user types and updated pricing will be included in renewals from the 1st of August this year. The 11.4 release of ArcGIS Enterprise will enable access to the updated user types, which can be administered when you upgrade to 11.4. This release is expected in November. And as ArcGIS Pro can be administered through ArcGIS Enterprise and ArcGIS Online, the update will be reflected in the respective release. So at this point, we've looked at what the updates are, when they're happening and why, and now you're probably wondering, what will these changes look like in the ArcGIS system? So this will depend on if you're just getting started with the new users or if you're already managing existing users. So if you are getting started with the new user types, we have spoken about that user types provide easy access to apps, extensions, capabilities, and the content in ArcGIS. With an initial purchase of ArcGIS Online or ArcGIS Enterprise, you will get access to foundational user types, enabling you to start creating maps and content. You can then add additional users to your organization's ArcGIS system to collaborate on maps, apps, and content. In ArcGIS Online, you require a foundational creator, professional, or professional plus user type to administer an organization. Collaborator user types may be added to scale users across your organization to meet each user's roles and needs. And Tar, can you take us through the changes to the existing user types?
Yep, absolutely. So let's take a closer look at what the updates will look like for ArcGIS Online as well as ArcGIS Pro that's accessed in ArcGIS Online. So as Tanya mentioned, in June of this year, the ArcGIS Online release will automatically apply user type updates to your organization's user type entitlements. So this will include updated naming conventions and updated capabilities. Now, ArcGIS Pro that's accessed and licensed through ArcGIS Online will be renamed from GIS Professional to Creator, which will include ArcGIS Pro Basic, Professional, which supersedes ArcGIS Pro Standard and includes the ArcGIS Editing Utility Extension in ArcGIS Enterprise, as well as Professional Plus, which will include popular extensions as well as City Engine. Now, for an extended list of inclusions, apps, and capabilities, we highly suggest you review the 2023 to 2024 ArcGIS User Type Comparison Matrix, and we'll make sure we include a link to that resource at the end of this. Now let's take a closer look at what the updates will look like for ArcGIS Enterprise, as well as ArcGIS Pro accessed in ArcGIS Enterprise. Now, the 11.4 release of ArcGIS Enterprise, which is scheduled for November this year, will include user type updates to your organization's user entitlements. Now, a few things to note here. ArcGIS Enterprise in a self-managed environment will mean you can choose when to upgrade to the latest release and apply the updated user types. The upgrade process for new and maintained software and licenses will require software and license file download via Esri, and access to the user types will still require License Manager. Please note that License Manager is required for ArcGIS Enterprise deployments on Windows, Linux, and Kubernetes. Now, ArcGIS Pro that's accessed and licensed through ArcGIS Enterprise will include updated naming conventions, Creator, which will include ArcGIS Pro, Professional, which supersedes Standard, and for Enterprise will include the Advanced Editing User Type Extension. And the ArcGIS Advanced Editing User Type Extension will include ArcGIS Parcel Fabric, ArcGIS Trace Network, as well as ArcGIS Utility Network. And it will also include Professional Plus, which will include popular extensions as well as City Engine. Again, for an extended list of these inclusions, apps, and capabilities, we'll suggest reviewing the 2023 to 2024 ArcGIS User Type Comparison Matrix. Now let's take a look at the summary of the changes to ArcGIS Pro across the ArcGIS ecosystem. So currently, ArcGIS Pro is licensed as a named user or user type in ArcGIS Online and ArcGIS Enterprise. Now, this is the default purchase and deployment method available at the basic, standard, and advanced levels. It can also be accessed as a single-use or concurrent use license via the License Manager when ArcGIS Pro is an entitlement as part of your organization's ArcGIS desktop. And we'll go into this in a little bit more detail. Now, single-use and concurrent use licenses are accessed via converting your default named user entitlement to either a single-use authorization number or a concurrent use authorization number, which is then deployed via the License Manager. Now, ArcGIS Pro that's accessed and licensed through Enterprise will still require the ArcGIS License Manager for license deployment as well as management. Now, in the June and November releases of ArcGIS Online and ArcGIS Enterprise, respectively, ArcGIS Pro will be accessible as either a user type at the Creator, Professional, and Professional Plus levels. Again, Creator will include Basic, Professional will supersede ArcGIS Pro, and for Enterprise, it'll include the Advanced Editing user type extension, and also Professional Plus, which will include popular extensions and City Engine for both ArcGIS Online and ArcGIS Enterprise. Again, we highly recommend looking at the 2023 to 2024 ArcGIS user type comparison matrix. Now, ArcGIS Pro will still be available as a single-use standalone license. So that's something that's continuing, enabling you to deploy and license ArcGIS Pro on a single machine. Now, it's important to note here that this license type will not include a creator user type, and it'll be supporting the traditional one license on one machine access, which is perfect for users who want to use ArcGIS Pro without needing to connect to their organization's WebGIS. Now, we've looked at ArcGIS Online and Enterprise and Pro, and now I'd like to take a moment and talk specifically about ArcGIS Desktop and ArcGIS Desktop Maintenance. Now, let's first review ArcGIS Desktop, what's included and how it's licensed. So ArcGIS Desktop includes two applications that are used for mapping and visualization. ArcMap, the original desktop mapping and visualization application, and it also includes an entitlement to access ArcGIS Pro. So ArcGIS Desktop also includes a creator user type, which is used to license ArcGIS Pro in either ArcGIS Online or ArcGIS Enterprise. So let's briefly review how each of these applications is licensed. So ArcMap can be licensed as single use, which is one license per machine, and also concurrent use, which is multiple machines accessing one license manager. And this is dependent on your organization's initial purchase. So ArcGIS Pro can be licensed through user type or conversion of the user type entitlement to a single use or concurrent use license. Again, user type is the default license method and deployment for ArcGIS Online and ArcGIS Enterprise. As part of your future planning, we highly recommend checking if your organization has converted your ArcGIS Pro user type entitlements to a single use or concurrent use authorization. This enables you to then map out your organization's deployment patterns and what will be best for future use. So what's the future of ArcGIS Desktop licensing and maintenance in particular? So let's pause here, and I'd really like to go through this in a little bit more detail. So for current ArcGIS Desktop perpetual licenses, conversion from ArcGIS Pro named user to single use or concurrent use is available for existing ArcGIS Desktop license holders. And provided your license is perpetual or permanent, you'll continue to have access to your ArcMap licenses and conversion to ArcGIS Pro for forever and ever. For ArcGIS Desktop, the combination of ArcMap and ArcGIS Pro is no longer available for purchase. Therefore, there is no option to purchase new ArcGIS Pro user types to convert them to single or concurrent use. So existing ArcGIS Desktop license holders will have their entitlements for ArcMap and ArcGIS Pro perpetually. However, the software updates and technical support will end on the 1st of March in 2026. Now, I would like to note something and pause for a second. All ArcGIS Desktop license holders on current maintenance will continue with their existing maintenance renewal option and access to user type and conversion deployments before ArcMap is retired on the 1st of March 2026. So this will give you time to run ArcMap and ArcGIS Pro side by side, to migrate any capabilities and workflows, and to also give you time to migrate to the best combination of licenses for your organization's current and future requirements. Now, as Desktop is no longer available for purchase, future ArcGIS Pro access and entitlements will include user types. Again, this is the default license type and deployment method in ArcGIS Online and Enterprise. It'll also include ArcGIS Pro Standalone. So ArcGIS Pro Standalone comes as a single-use license, and while it does not include the creator entitlement, it's a great option for organizations and users who want to license and deploy ArcGIS Pro per machine without needing to connect to their organization's WebGIS. Now, I know we've talked about a couple of scenarios and a couple of changes across ArcGIS Online and Enterprise and Pro and Desktop. So we thought maybe we'd summarize this information as one simplified scenario. We have been asked a couple of times, what does this actually look like and what will it mean for my organization? So again, we've put together a simplified scenario. We do highlight and note that every organization is different depending on the industry they're in, the number of licenses they have, and if there are any contracts in place. So please note that this example scenario is just a simplified example of what one organization might look like. In our first scenario, we have an organization that has one ArcGIS desktop single-use license at the basic level, as well as an ArcGIS Online mobile worker and creator user type entitlements. Moving forward, this organization can then choose to migrate their existing ArcGIS desktop single-use to a creator user type, which includes the ArcGIS Pro Basic. As they already have an ArcGIS Online creator user type, their creator will automatically then get changed to the creator with the ArcGIS Pro Basic, and their mobile worker will be retained as a user type. In our second scenario, our organization has a combination of ArcGIS Desktop Basic Single Use, Advanced Concurrent Use, and ArcGIS Online Creator User Type as part of their ArcGIS Online entitlements. Moving forward, this organization can then choose to move across to the creator, which enables them to have that named user or user type with the additional ArcGIS Pro Basic included in there. They can then choose to move across to the Professional Plus, which then matches the ArcGIS Desktop Advanced they had before, and that will include access to select and popular ArcGIS extensions, as well as additional capabilities like City Engine. Now let's take a look at what the updates mean for special programs. Tanya, over to you.
Okay, for the special programs, new user types will be delivered with no change to existing prices for the Disaster Response Program, ArcGIS for Education, ArcGIS Personal Use, and a non-for-profit program. For enterprise agreements, the ArcGIS Online update is automatic with the June 2024 update, and new user types will be available from ArcGIS Enterprise version 11.4. For everyone with an existing agreement, your current contract will continue until the next renewal. We've covered a lot today, so let's recap and summarize the changes and highlight the key takeaways. The enhanced user type capabilities, which are either equivalent to or surpass the existing capabilities, will be automatically implemented for all ArcGIS Online named users at the June 2024 update. These capabilities will be available upon upgrading to Enterprise 11.4, which is currently slated for release in November 2024. So, in a nutshell, ArcGIS user types are changing. This is going to give you more control over the apps and capabilities you need to deliver your spatial outcomes. ArcGIS Online, the changes are automatically occurring in June 2024 update. And for ArcGIS Enterprise, the changes will be available in the version 11.4 release in November this year.
Awesome, thanks Tanya. Now for ArcGIS Pro, it can be administered through ArcGIS Enterprise and ArcGIS Online, and the update will be reflected in the respective releases. ArcGIS Enterprise will still require the license manager for version 2023 and onwards. Now licensing options moving forward will now include ArcGIS Pro Single Use Standalone, ArcGIS user types for ArcGIS Online and ArcGIS Enterprise, and user types, single use and concurrent use for existing ArcGIS desktop users. Now it's important to note there will be no change for ArcGIS desktop licenses and maintenance until after the 1st of March 2026. As we mentioned before, it's a lot of information that we've provided for you today, but we're certainly not leaving you guys empty-handed. We have a great resource on the Esri Australia website where we introduce you to the updated ArcGIS user types and take you through each of the user types, including the benefits for each of those. We've also included a list of all of the greater capabilities with each role, enabling you to compare the various user types, the access to various extensions, applications, add-ons, and capabilities to help you start planning for your organization's future ArcGIS needs. We've also included the key benefits of the upcoming changes and important dates for you to know. Now, if you do need to get in touch with any questions around licensing, anything at all, please do click on that Get in Touch, and we'll be with you as soon as you send your request through. Now, we do have a section on frequently asked questions, and one thing to note about our site is that it's constantly being updated and changing. As the website is dynamic, any new questions that come up, we'll add those to the frequently asked questions for you to have a repository of information you can always access. Now, please feel free to pause and to take a screen grab of the QR code to enable you to quickly and easily access that introducing updated ArcGIS user types webpage. Now, with that, I'll hand back to Mary, and we'll see if we've any questions that have come through.
Q&A session. And judging from the questions that have come through, this was the question I was going to ask anyway, and it's going to be the elephant in the room for a lot of people, right? So with the changes in the user types, I'm going to ask this particular question myself, so buckle up. Prices. What's going to happen with pricing? Will the pricing remain the same? And I think, Sam, this is probably a good opportunity to bring you in.
Yes, thanks, Mary. Yeah, there will be some price changes coming through once the user types are formally released for purchase. Renewal notices after the 1st of August will begin to reflect the new user types and any amended pricing. You can also contact us for pricing that's relevant to your organisation, and we're happy to create your renewal well in advance as well. So just get in touch with us and we'll rustle that up for everyone.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. I hadn't thought about that, getting in early with that planning on that side of things as well. Makes sense. Excellent. Okay, cool. Ta, anything to add? Are you happy with that?
That sounds great. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, so the next question I have here is from Mark. What do the changes mean for concurrent use license access? So that's ArcGIS Pro, ArcMap. Ta, want to take that, or Sam maybe? Sam,
I might
go for it.
in here. Yeah. So concurrent use is no longer available for purchase and will be retired around March 2026. However, we do recommend continuing with your current maintenance as is until you familiarise yourself with the new licensing options. That way, you've got time to gauge your needs, your usage, etc., and work out what's going to work best for your organisation going forward.
Brilliant. Okay, so we've got a question here from Judy. What about exporting data? Currently, that is only possible with Creator. So we're talking about specific functionality. So exporting data. At what level will we be able to do that, not able to do that?
Hi, Tara, Sun here. Hi, Judy. Thanks for that question. All of the existing capabilities will remain. What I will have to do, though, is if you're asking are you asking if that's going to be included in any of the other user types? I'd be very happy
from that. Yeah, I would assume from that it's like if anything below creator, so viewer, contributor, mobile worker.
I will have to double check and see if that will be possible with any of the user types before the creator.
Yeah, good call. Cool, Judy. And we will obviously follow up with that as well. Brilliant. Dave, can a creator get access to the ArcGIS Pro Advanced? So can we have ArcGIS Pro Advanced if we have a creator user type?
I might start this one off. Thank you so much for that question. It's great to have you. So for the creator will use the ArcGIS. We include the ArcGIS Pro Basic. If you wanted the ArcGIS Pro Advanced, that's a separate user type. So you would then be looking at the Professional Plus. So it'll be the user type for ArcGIS Pro Advanced plus the additional extensions. And depending on whether it's for ArcGIS Online or Enterprise, it can then include City Engine as well as the Advanced Editing user type. So if you want the ArcGIS Pro Advanced, it would be a separate user type, which will then be renamed to the Professional Plus with additional capabilities included. But the Creator and the Professional Plus would be two separate user types.
Awesome, thank you. And again, the matrix will be on that hub as well if you want to kind of follow that up afterwards, but we'll send that to you afterwards as well, Dave, so no problem. Steve, most of us are on multi-year ELAs, so enterprise licensing agreements for those of you who are not. I am assuming the price will remain as is until the next agreement, thanks. Sam?
I'll jump in with that one. Yeah, absolutely. No change to any existing contracts at all. It's business as usual. And obviously, you will still receive the new user types, but there will be no change to your pricing.
Excellent. Okay, thank you, Sam. Next question, Steph. Hello, Steph. what happens to, I think this is an example, 5 creator logins you get included with ArcGIS Enterprise. Okay, cool. So what happens to the 5 creator logins you get included with ArcGIS Enterprise? Do they have Basic Pro included? So 5 creator logins for ArcGIS Enterprise. Ta,
That's the question of the day. That is an amazing question. And I think I'll have to look into that one. I hadn't actually thought about that. You will definitely still receive the entitlements with your enterprise licenses. 100% you'll still get that. But that's a really great question. I will look into it.
The answer is yes. The creators do include the Basic Pro license.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I would assume so. Yeah.
Any future purchases, again, would be dependent on what's included or what's changing. But yep, I agree with Sam and Tanya.
Brilliant. And again, like we said, updates, updates, updates. Gotta love it. Okay, Adam, let me pop this question in for the team, Adam. They're coming in thick and fast, guys. Thank you very much. So Adam has asked this question. We have 18 creator user types in ArcGIS Online or /AGOL. Will this mean we have 18 ArcGIS Pro basic licenses available? So we have 18 creator user types in ArcGIS Online. Will this mean we now have 18 ArcGIS Pro basic licenses available?
Yes, it will. Correct.
The answer is yes.
Which is exciting.
Pro and you get Pro. Adam, yes.
Yeah. So come June, your current your Pro Basic will be added on, and that'll be an automatic update that you'll see in your ArcGIS Online.
I mean, you get Pro, everyone's getting Pro. Okay, awesome, right? So the next question we have here, thick and fast, guys, this is great. The next question here is from Nazia. Can you explain the standalone Pro user type? Is it aligned with basic standard or professional access? So the standalone Pro user type.
Awesome. Thanks, Nadia, for that question. That's a really great question. So the ArcGIS Pro Standalone is a single-use license to be deployed on your machine. So it's one machine and then authorized, one license authorized on that one machine. And it will come at those various license levels. So the basic, standard, or advanced, that's what you'll get. It will not include the ArcGIS Creator user type. However, it's really great for organizations where they might have perhaps seasonal users where they'll want to have ArcGIS Pro installed perhaps, and then maybe 2 days a week, Sam uses it, and then 3 days a week, Andrew uses it. So that's a really good use case. But yes, standalone Pro, it comes at single use only and at the various license levels of basic, standard, or advanced.
Awesome. And this one's actually come in from Nadia, not to be confused with Nazia. Nadia, could you confirm what happens with concurrent licensing? Does this stay until March 2026?
Yes, it does stay till March 2026, but it's important to note here as well, any Pro single use or concurrent that came with your desktop was purchased perpetually. So you also own that Pro forever and can use that perpetually. So even after March 2026, you will still have access to that license. That is just when the planned end of the maintenance for the product will end.
Amazing. And actually a follow-on question here from Belinda, hello Belinda, is so going forward there's no concurrent options. We have many users who only occasionally use desktop. So having a named user license for each one of these might cost a fortune for only occasionally, those who only occasionally need a license. How would you suggest we cater for this since there's no concurrent options going forward? And ironically, we've been chatting about this. So who wants to jump in?
Me, I can take this one as well. Oh yeah, I'll go first. This is definitely going to come up at a fair bit. We can have your account executive get in touch with you and work out what the best way forward is. There's so many variables with everyone's subscriptions and asset lists and stuff. So we really have to help you on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah, exactly. So I suppose it's moving to that new way of managing those things, right? That the management system itself is changing, that model is changing itself, right? So it's then how do we use this new model to manage those ones who dip in and dip out? Yeah, really good. Ta?
Yep, I was going to say the exact same thing as Sam and just give an example scenario. So on a case-by-case basis, like we said before, if you have seasonal users, you might have a case scenario where you think, yep, I get a desktop basic standalone. I'll have this on this machine, and then, I'll have 2 users who use it, once or twice a week or so. But then it also means that with the user types, remember what Tanya mentioned earlier, it's 3 key components. So it's the identity and the capability, and then also the applications that you're accessing. So every user who's a constant and regular user of your ArcGIS ecosystem will then want to have an identity within that ecosystem. So that's a really great example and use case where you might say, yep, I know that we have 3 users, myself and Samantha and Julie, who are constant users, and then we might have some seasonal users who'll come and use it, only for projects, what specific things they're doing. So if we then get, as an example, a standalone here, or it might be worthwhile cost-wise to just get that additional user type. So again, on a case-by-case basis, but there are a lot of options available.
Yeah,
there
so
are a lot of options. Yeah, this is going to be a marathon, not a sprint. We are here to help.
Yeah, exactly, right. So key thing, lots of options to replace that. Pick the option that's going to suit you. How do you figure that out? Reach out to the team and they'll help you through that. Cool. Awesome. So we have another question here from actually Stacy. Just to remind us, when enterprise version 11.1 or 11.2 may be able to be used with existing user types? Oh, good question. And then secondary, am I assuming V11.1 and 11.2 enterprise won't be price affected by the new user types, just annual changes as standard? So what's happening for 11.1, 11.2, etc.?
Yeah, I can take the first part of that. So again, for enterprise, the new user types will be available at 11.4. So that's scheduled for November. So once the November release of ArcGIS Enterprise comes along, then we'll get access to be able to deploy and then access the new user types. So these new user types are not backward compatible. So currently, if you have version 11.1 or 11.2, you'll be able to continue with the existing user type model. That update will be available from 11.4 onwards when you choose to download and install the software and then download and apply the relevant license. I might leave the second part of that question for Sam.
That was the pricing, wasn't it? For enterprise, yeah, it depends on how your enterprise is being delivered to you and how you're provisioning it. User types will change eventually after November. The pricing will change. Normal enterprise won't, so it will depend on where you're receiving those licenses from. But I'm going to sound like a broken record, but again, we can, if you get in touch, we can look at your account and we can, walk you through it.
Yeah, brilliant. Awesome. Okay, we've got time for maybe a couple of more questions. So let's try and smash through these, as many as we can. And then if we don't get to your questions, don't worry. We will reach out to you afterwards with them. And also any of the information that we're like, oh, people are really interested in this, we'll pop it into the FAQs. So we should have that up in the next little while as well. So this comes in from Jamin. Our ArcGIS Pro licenses are currently managed through our ArcGIS Online or AGL, including ArcGIS Pro Standard and Advanced. Will these licenses automatically be converted into the corresponding user types, i.e. Professional and Professional Plus?
I'm happy to take this one, Mary. That's a great question. Thank you, gentlemen. The answer is that we will have the new user types that are the equivalent will be delivered automatically to your ArcGIS Online. There you go. I am very much looking forward to seeing how the update is going to take place, whether that will be an automatic process where when you log in, you are prompted to update that. That's something where I encourage you to keep an eye on those FAQs for, but you will absolutely have the corresponding new user types delivered automatically in the June update.
Yeah, good one. Anyone else? All good? Awesome.
All good.
Okay, yeah. So next question we have here is from Mark. Hello, Mark. Are viewers now to be charged in enterprise? So are we now charging for viewers under this new model in enterprise?
I haven't been told that, no.
That's I like that answer. So watch this space, but also you haven't been told that. So that's enough for the moment. Brilliant. Cheers, Mark. And cheers, Sam. We have another question here from Mark. Let me grab this so I can give it to the team. Okay, so will viewers ever be able to submit surveys with Survey 123. Currently, the restrictive licensing requirements is forcing the organization to look at other things. So viewers able to submit surveys with Survey 123. Getting into the weeds a little bit, but let's see if we have that on hand. Anyone want to give that a go?
I think with that one, Mary, that's something that I might need to explore further from the technical capabilities and just get a little bit more understanding of the key workflow. So I'm not sure, I can't see from our side who submitted that, but I'd be really happy to just further investigate that question and get back to this user directly.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what we'll do. So that's another mark, a different mark, and I have the information here, so we'll do that as well. And again, I think that's a really interesting one, just again, talking to the capabilities of the viewers, right? And under this new model and so on. So again, there's that capability matrix is on that, that hub that you guys have magically put together, and how you did that in the space of such a short time. But also then there's an external PDF tab, isn't there, with a lot of that information as well?
Yep, that's correct. It's the 2023 to 2024 comparison, the user types comparison matrix. So that is available on the website. Anyone who's keen, you can go straight to the Esri Australia website and then look up the user types changes. You'll be able to get a link to that PDF, and that's constantly being updated in real time.
Yeah. Brilliant. Cheers. Okay, well, let's try and squeeze in one more before I have to kick us off. And then what we will do is we will oh, this is Sam's gonna love this one. We'll then get to everyone we didn't get to post this event, and then we'll put those questions and answers up on the website. Terence, we have ArcGIS Desktop, ArcGIS Pro as perpetual licenses. Are we able to keep our ArcGIS Pro advanced licenses without maintenance after the next license renewal? Sam?
Absolutely. You can keep them forever. You own them forever.
Final massive thanks to Todd, Tanya, and Sam for jumping in. Massive thank you for your time, for jumping in, and for your questions and giving us all this homework, which is great. And we look forward to seeing you again for the next Directions Live Online.